Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Wellness Stories. I'm Sherry Danzig, and tonight you can see from my screen that we're going to talk about the Naturest Fit, the Kinko, which means healthy, Naturest, which I love the name because it's about resting, but it's all about being inspired by nature. And it's called the Fit. It's a mattress topper because you can maybe see in the corner here that it has fitted corners. So it fits over your mattress and it will transform your sleep. So I want to share a little bit of some facts that you can enjoy, and then we're going to share some stories after this. So first of all, the thing I want to say is that sleep is probably more important than anything else that we do for our not just physical well-being, but also our mental well-being, right? Because if you don't sleep, you're grumpy, you're unfocused, um, and you oftentimes simply don't feel well, or it can lead to not feeling well. Good sleep is at the foundation of well-being. In fact, when I present sleep, I always talk about a quote that Dr. William Dement back in the 50s stated, and it's held true for now. We're talking about 7 decades. And that is that sleep is more important than diet, exercise, and hereditary factors in determining your longevity, AKA how long you will live. So it's not to say that sleep and exercise isn't important, not to say that genetics don't have an influence, because we know all of that is true, but sleep is even more important. So if you had to decide of working out or sleeping in, it'd be good if you could do both, get enough sleep and still fit in a workout, but sleep is actually more important than exercise. So it is the most important thing. And I would venture to say that everybody here, everybody that's listening to this, all know not just one or two, but probably 10 or 20 people that don't sleep well. So this is such an important product within the Nikken product line. The Naturest Fit has all three of the technologies, the key technologies. So it's basically when you sleep on this, when you add this to your mattress, it is a passive way of transforming your sleep by creating an environment that provides the optimal environment that's based on the science of sleep. So let's look at that. There's magnets that are throughout the whole fit that help to create relaxation, that help to give energy so that your body can do all of the things that it needs to do to get restorative sleep. Because even though we think, well, we just go to sleep, we're not doing anything, right? Our body is very active. The cells are very active while you sleep. And so your body needs energy to do that. So the magnetic field creates the energy and the support that your body needs to help it relax, to help it de-stress, to help it give the energy that the cells need in order to do all the things that are happening. It also has a special bioceramic fiber in the topper, and that helps to balance your temperature. And that's super important day and night, but particularly at night, because you probably all understand the experience yourself of getting too hot or getting too cold, and it kind of wakes you up. It disturbs your sleep, disturbs the cycle of sleep, and then you're not sleeping as well, right? So those fibers help to balance your temperature to be just right for you. If you have somebody that you sleep with, you have a partner, a spouse, then that person might be a very different temperature. It will balance both of your temperatures. So that's super, super important. And then lastly, releases tourmaline. Tourmaline releases another natural energy that is very relaxing. It creates a peace of mind. And boy, do we want that when we sleep, right? So all these things are happening. It's like connecting us to nature and bringing it indoors at a time when we really, really need it. So that's the description. Some logistics is it comes in a twin, a full, a queen, and a king. And it's the magnets are fitted throughout all of it. The tourmaline is fitted throughout all of it. And it simply promotes, I think, the best sleep possible. It's very subtle. You're not going to get in. It's not like when you put a quarter in a, or quarters in a, where you feel like you're getting, it's not anything like that. It's very subtle. But I think one of the best ways to really know that you're getting the you're getting the benefit, that's what that looks like, is if you are sleeping on it and then you stop sleeping on it. A lot of times that's when you can tell a difference. And I've had so many stories myself. I'm going to save mine for the last, but I've had so many stories where I've loaned the product to somebody and they've handed it back and they said, you know what? I didn't really notice anything. And then I get a phone call or a text like, you know, I forgot that I was doing such and such. I forgot that I was waking up and not feeling as rested, so it's sometimes it's so subtle that we don't know what it's doing until we don't have it any longer. So when customers have purchased it and they're like not sure, I say, well, use it and then stop using it. Use it for a couple of weeks and then take it off the bed for a couple of days. See if you notice a difference in your sleep. So subtle does not mean it's not working. It for sure does. So, Dee, you're going to share a story you've got on the Naturest Fit. Please share.
Sure. Well, I have to go back to when I first started in Nikken 15 years or so ago, and I had so much trouble sleeping for 15 or 20 years. And I couldn't wait till the sleep system came. By then, I'd been drinking, our water from the Mag water unit and everything. So I was well hydrated. And instead of being hours before I could get to sleep, I fell asleep within minutes, slept all night, woke up before the alarm went off, feeling so rested. And I thought, oh my God, this is what a good night's sleep feels like. So, then, excuse me, when the Naturest Fit came out and whatever else was in between that, um, I was so happy to have it be lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not terribly thick. It's not much thicker than a mattress pad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so maneuverable.
Mm-hmm.
And say in the twin, you can put it in the carrying bag it comes in and take it with you to sleep on, if you're driving somewhere or whatever. I know people have put them in suitcases when they're flying, but to have good sleep and because of back issues and stuff from an old car accident, to use the technologies during the day and then have the technologies all night long so that our bodies can be in balance 24 hours a day is so comforting and relieving and relaxing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome, Dee. Wynn, you were going to share a story as well, please.
Yes, I have a client who have back issues, sleep issues. So I went over and just, work on her, de-stress her, and I loaned her the sleep system. She slept a month. She said, I think I'm okay now. My back, I don't have issue anymore. I sleep good at night. She returned to me. She said, I don't think I need to buy anything. And within a week, she texted me, order the sleep system for me, please. I couldn't sleep without them.
Right.
And she is a accountant and also a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. Within a week, she texted me, get me that thing when.
Yep. That's exactly my experience that I was saying as well, is that people oftentimes don't recognize what it's doing because it's a very subtle, gentle way of cocooning you in natural energies that really support you getting deep sleep. And so it's kind of human nature. We forget how we might have felt before when you're using the the mattress topper. And when you're talking about the sleep system, you're talking about the mattress topper, probably the comforter and the pillow, perhaps. So that's, sleeping on top of and underneath these technologies. So there's other things other than the Naturest Fit, the topper. There's other technologies that you can also invest in, and there's a pack that you can get. And it's oftentimes the comparison is really knowing what it does when you don't have it anymore. So the story that I want to share is I was traveling last year to Israel, and I took a big enough suitcase to take a twin size topper with me. And I was the only one that had it in my family. It was my daughter's wedding, and everyone was complaining about not sleep, the whole jet lag, and I never had it. And my daughter who was getting married was already there earlier, so she'd had some time to regulate her sleep. But the rest of my family was complaining the whole time. I would wake up every morning and I was feeling refreshed. So it made a huge difference. I came home, I integrated back to the time zone so much easier than everyone else. The whole family complained about it. Nobody else wanted to take a topper. They all kind of laughed at me for taking it with me. But guess what? I had the last laugh. So it is definitely something you can pack up and travel with you. So Debbie Jones, do you want to unmute and share a story about about the mattress topper?
Sorry,
You're good.
never a dull moment. So I have a recent story regarding the mattress topper. I had come down with some issues, some whole big nasal thing going. And I knew that what I needed was just pure rest because I deal with these two little rambunctious little boys on the spectrum. And I knew that I needed to get a bunch of rest in so that I could be okay the next day when mom had to go into the office. And I I burrowed under my comforter, but I have my mattress topper here at my daughter's home. And between that and cocooning in the comforter and having on the Naturest Fit pillow, the Naturest pillow and the whole bit, I was able to just kind of get totally refreshed and was able to get up the next day and deal with the first days of school, kindergarten, and second grade, and have the energy that I needed. So it was truly a blessing to be on that Naturest Fit.
Yeah. Yeah. May we never know the things that we prevent. And, other people, you hear that friends, people that aren't using these technologies will get sick and they'll stay sick for a long period of time. And I think it just speeds up the recovery because when you're getting really deep sleep, it speeds up everything in terms of your body's ability to heal and recover, which our bodies are designed to do that. And these technologies creating this environment allows it to happen faster. So there is no too much of an investment to your health. If you lose it, you really know that. There's nothing more important than getting good quality sleep. If you look at the price of it, and the toppers are not expensive, really. I'm comparing it to where it used to be. It's come down in price, but whatever you're used to, if you're spending, a few $100s and you look at the length of the life of the topper and you divide it by the years, the months, the nights, it's pennies per night to get great sleep. So it's something I could not recommend more. Thank you all for being on tonight, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
I have a quick story if you still have time.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, well, I push very hard during the daytime because I have so many amazing technologies keeping me going, doing all kinds of things. And one afternoon, I'd gotten up quite early one morning, Well, most mornings I like to get up early and I'm able to. And so I decided to take a little nap in the afternoon. So I get into bed with my the whole works, including the mask. And I went so sound asleep that I woke up and it was dark outside, but I thought I had slept through the night. I thought it was the next morning before daylight. And I jumped out of bed and I, I, I looked at the clock and I said, oh, I was so confused because I thought, and it was a Thursday night and I had ordered fish from the grocery and they bring it, uh, refrigerator, they bring it cold and leave it at the front door. And so I ran out and I went out to unlock the door and the door was already unlocked. And I see my fish. I said, it was there all night. And I said, it's still cool. And finally I figured out that it was nighttime. It wasn't the next morning. I had slept so soundly that that's what happened. And that's not the first time it happened. That's happened more than once.
Yeah. Sleep is a beautiful thing. Deep sleep
Yes.
is a really beautiful thing. Thanks,
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer. Good night. Thank you all.